So, just want to welcome everyone to our sixth annual Pledge Allegiance event. I see more and more people are joining in, so welcome, welcome, welcome. This is our first time doing it virtually, and to be honest, I think we're going to do a lot more of this because it allows us the opportunity to, have some of our volunteers that don't live in Chicago to actually attend the events that we host. So, thank you all for joining, wherever you're from. So, thank you. Right now, what we're going to do, we're going to have Carolina play a video for you guys. It's kind of going to give you a behind the scenes look at what Cards for Kids is, how people are involved with the organization, and then that'll also allow you time to get your supplies ready and then allow other people to join in. So here we go.
And here we go. Awesome. Make sure the volume is nice and set. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. Welcome, welcome. We have more people. So today I am going to be your moderator. I'm David Harrison, the Vice President for Cars for Kids. And we have EK, as most of you guys know, EK over there, who is the founder and CEO. And what we're going to do is have him kind of go over what the Pledge Allegiance event is all about, how it all started, and then kind of give you a little bit more information on how and why Cars for Kids was started. So hopefully you guys were paying attention to that video, because there may or may not be some answers that were in there for trivia in a little bit. So I'm going to turn it over to EK right now.
So we'll be doing a little bit of background, talking about this event and talking about Cards for Kids as a whole. So I think one thing, also as Dave mentioned, originally this was just in Chicago. It was looking into different bars, different restaurants where we could hold it. But, you know, this is one thing where I kind of talk about Cards for Kids, and we can say this event as well, something accidentally on purpose. You know, accidentally, you know, COVID came around and forced us to have this event being online. But this is something where you can now say on purpose, something we'd be doing moving forward. So it's great being able to have everyone join in together and see, you know, some of us behind the scenes, being able to hear some stories from all different kinds of people. So something that we can do moving forward. So one thing is a little bit more background information is now that as Cards for Kids has grown, it's kind of, we have different teams and people working on different sections. And I've been doing a little bit more of working with two of the volunteers. I don't know if you can hear them, I'm out of breath a little bit because I had to run downstairs. I don't know if you can hear them laughing. Two of the volunteers who I've been working with just showed up. That's exactly, Barry. I was sprinting downstairs to let them in. So I've been doing a little bit more work with some of these people here and haven't been working as much with planning for this event. And when they originally told me that it was going to be today, this was the day they decided on. Well, at first it was like, we're thinking of a couple dates. And I was like, interesting, you know, because I was thinking like, when we originally decided Pledge Allegiance, getting people to pledge and make donations, it should be sometime in July, because this is when we get a little bit less cards. And they said, okay, we're thinking of a couple dates. And I was like, all right, you know, one of those dates is kind of interesting. And they picked, okay, it's going to be July 30th. And I was trying to think about it, and I'm like, you know, did I ever tell them why this date is special in particular? Did I ever? And I was looking through some of my texts and some of my emails, and I don't think I ever did. When I talked to Dave, he was saying that never passed around and never told him. But actually, and if you don't believe me, well, my nephew wasn't born, but we have my nephew and a bunch of my family on the line right now. But this time, actually 15 years ago, I was in the hospital getting my brain surgery done. And so it was interesting thinking about like how this date right now, we're all working together. And 15 years ago, it was kind of one of the things that was a very touching and moving point for my life. And it's something where a lot of times people look into it and think about, you know, with this brain surgery and how that impacted and the overall, like, is that what helped me or what made me think of Cards for Kids and starting it? But I think it's taking it back a little bit further before that is my experience throughout the entire process. So with this is I have experience of, you know, volunteering, doing a lot of work with kids before that, seeing what it was like for these two are silly here, what it was like with some of the pediatric patients and their families, seeing what it was like as, you know, while I was volunteering, seeing what it was like as an employee, then also as a patient. And with those different aspects and layering in, being able to put all of those together as I was getting this organization, you know, growing and figuring out what are some of the things that we can do that are more distinctive and beneficial in order to reach the kids and the seniors and the different people that we're connecting with, in order to make sure that they know that they're being thought about and what, you know, people across the globe realizing, you know, that they are important in what they're doing. So just some of the things that was going through my mind as this was growing. And so there are a lot of little different niche things about Cards for Kids that are different. And that's all based on personal experience. So some of the things that you have right here, based on my surgery, have this little scrapbook that I have here that my family made me in case there was any questions. This is the 30th here. Have that going on. And then another big thing is, this is a blanket that I had. I'm blocking myself so you can't see my sweat from running downstairs. But a blanket that I had, because when I was in the hospital myself, I'd volunteered there for the past like 7 summers. And so, and then at the time too, was also a student at the University of Michigan. If you don't believe me, Erin can attest to it because she was doing her BBA program with me as well. And so all of this time, there were so many different visitors and people who were coming to see me while I was a patient there. And all these different people signed this blanket for me, and it was all kind of encouragement. So those are some of the different things that I've had that people came and saw me. And so I'm able to attest and understand that those kind of things are important. But some of the things that I can't pull up and show you are some of the things are, what I think maybe more touching, are things that are currently up in my room. There's a card that a little patient made for me that's laminated, framed in my room. There's a newspaper article that I was asking if she'd be able to make it, but she's not. This woman it was all about a woman who had brain surgery, and she signed it for me, and that's up in my room as well. The whole point is with this is, there are people, you guys are making cards now. The whole thing is you may not even understand that those cards and the encouragement that you guys are providing people can have impact, 15, 20 years down the line, and something that I can personally attest to based on my experience as a patient and from what I've seen with this nonprofit as well. So with this kind of thing is also, my brain surgery was sparked by what was going through as multiple seizures, have epilepsy. And that's something where thinking about with my condition and how it's been on and off, and thankfully currently in a strong point right now, something that I do remember with a lot of these kids that we're going through and seniors that we're dealing with is making sure our cards are consistently encouraging. So not saying things like, get well soon, hang in there, so sorry for your condition, because I'm thinking about my condition, what it would be like for myself. Someone saying, get well soon, sorry, it's epilepsy, it's not like I have a cold and I'm gonna roll over and feel better tomorrow, but instead having some kind of positive messages telling these children, seniors, that they're being thought about and cared about and appreciated for their strength for what they're doing. So all those kind of things, making sure that we remember and tie those in as we're moving forward. So it's just, the last thing is when I was doing this and was looking through and trying to figure out July 30th, 2005, what exactly was happening. I looked on the calendar and I saw that this was actually our family picture day. So there are, I don't know if anyone's on the Facebook event, posted a picture today, and it was our family where I was laid down and going through, and it was like the family, some people are going to travel, but family picture day, something that is taking pictures, and I know what it's like, how much a picture and how much that can last. And so what I'm saying is all of us today working together as a family, making pictures, making cards, and making something that is memorable. So I wanted to thank you guys for taking the time right now to make these pictures and cards and making a difference on children, seniors, people all across the globe who need some encouragement, because I know exactly how positive and impactful that encouragement is. Thank you very much. All right. Very clapping here. All right. So with this, were we going to hop running into some of the trivia questions here?
Yes, sir.
All right. Are those, I have this chat. Okay, what's up?
We can just start with the first one.
Good job.
All right. So we want to make this interactive, guys, so you guys follow along. All right. First question should be on your screen. In what year was the first Cards for Kids event held?
There's no way that our names are attached to the answers so we don't get completely embarrassed, right?
They are not anonymous.
Oh,
They are not anonymous.
you can't call us out though.
I'm with you on that one, Robin, because
I
don't-
don't.
Like the Ronald McDonald houses or any of the special deliveries to kids who've just been going through difficult situations, we're making those. But just with our partner places that we've been sending cards to, so that is Maine. So we've had a lot of big hospitals in Alaska that we've been sending more cards to. We're going to start to pick this up a little bit so we have time to make cards, and we do want to hear from a couple people as well. So it was the first hospital outside the Midwest to receive cards. All right. So, well, those people were on the roll here. Yep, it was Children's Hospital of Georgia. That was our, the first people were on the roll with that one. That was the first hospital outside of the Midwest. The first hospital outside of Illinois was a hospital in Indiana that we've been working with, Memorial Children's Hospital. And then we were reaching out to several other hospitals, and the first one to respond was Children's Hospital of Georgia. So they've been our partner ever since, which is one of been very impressive. Exciting about that. Okay. So this one here, which group has made the most cards? I'll do it 30 seconds. All right. Okay, so I thought you guys people would be thrown off by the whole group thing, but good work, you got it. Catherine Kelly and friends with the independent artist have been #1. Capital One was making some threats before. Capital One Cafe were trying to say that they would catch them and beat them, but independent artists have made well over 30,000 cards. And that's, you know, people ranging from Carmen in Taiwan to, you know, yeah. Well, no, Sue Neal, she's no longer, she's part of a group now. So I think it's been very impressive how we've been getting different people making cards on their own, working together to beat all types of global corporations. And that's one of our hashtags, every card counts. It's been very impressive. Okay. Okay, so which country outside of the United States has Cards for Kids sent the most cards to?
Hey.
So this one was close. It's Mexico was actually in 4th place amongst these ones. The country that we have sent the most to is Canada, and have the data here, through July 3rd, it was 2,194. It's real close between Canada, Australia, those were 1 and 2, and then the United Kingdom after. So we had a lot of increased partnerships with Canada. A lot of stuff in Montreal using some of our French cards, and then also Vancouver as well. And then also being more in Australia, we actually have some of the Ronald McDonald houses who've been sending pictures and increasing our presence there. So we've been getting more artists and people participating as well. Speaking of Ronald McDonald houses, how many cards has Cards for Kids sent to Ronald McDonald houses around the world?
All right, let's see what we got here.
So this one is actually thinking about it, but we've been partnering with Ronald McDonald Houses, one of the main big ways that we've been sending into. We've actually sent over 26,000 cards to Ronald McDonald Houses, and that's something that is always increasing. And you know, the part where I almost got emotional, but families too. This is one thing where it's a little bit biased. Understanding that a lot of times people are focused on the patients and forget about the families and how they need support as well. So something we're making sure that we're not just reaching pediatric hospitals, but reaching the Ronald McDonald houses as well. So that ranges from ones in Australia, you know, Taiwan or Hong Kong, sorry, all over the UK and here in the US as well. So that's why it's been well over 25,000. All right. I'm gonna go because we're.
Yeah, there's some more questions. We have a couple more minutes.
This one is, what sparked our first revision to our mission statement? This was one of the blog posts that we had, no more changes, and wanted to see what sparked our first change. And we need one more person to vote so we can get one. Looks like it's all ties. All right. Looks like two were tied with first place, but it was actually the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting. It was an interesting story. It was the gentleman, the first group to make cards outside of Chicago was an elementary school in Connecticut. I reached out after I heard about the Sandy Hook school shooting, reached out to the father of that little boy, just making sure everything was okay and they weren't involved. And he's like, oh yeah, it wasn't my son, it was just my niece and nephew went to that school. And so I was like, wow, you know, connected me to that, to his sister. And she was like, yeah, it'd be great if you made some cards for us. So we sent, I think 235 cards to Sandy Hook Elementary School. And that's when we changed the mission statement to, and went from pediatric patients to hospitalized and or traumatized children. That was the first change there. Okay. I want to see if, I know we have a special speaker here, and I want to know they're on a little bit of a time with bedtime coming through. Is Bentley, are you on the phone? Okay, I think you're muted. Yeah, see.
Oh, did I? Is that now?
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I didn't know. At first. So yeah, we're here. Let me go grab Bentley. He just ran out of the room, and this is my oldest, Jaden, and I'm Andrea, Bentley's mom. Hi. So.
Hello.
let me grab Bentley.
Okay, I'll do a little introduction here. So there were a few more questions, but I want to do, like, we have some, you heard me share a little bit of my story from Cards for Kids perspective, but we also, will have Andrea and Bentley talking a little bit about what it's like receiving some cards. And then we have Carla and Sue can talk a little bit about what it's like making some cards. We're just getting little 1 to 2 minute talks from either side. And who knows, maybe the women at the post office will be able to join in and say that. But we wanted to give you guys a different perspective so you can see that before we actually start making cards. So, hello, Mr. Bentley.
Oh, he's giving you guys kisses. Okay, so we're gonna talk about, do you remember when you got the card? You were very happy? Yeah. He said he was very happy when he got the cards. So when, Bentley, can I talk for a minute? Let me talk for 1 minute, okay? So, Bentley, so when we got the cards, can you go in your room for 1 sec, please, so I can talk? Just for a second. So when we got the cards, sorry, this is my baby too. We have 3 kids. It's crazy here. It was in November, and we got the cards in December, but we had been in and out of the hospital like every weekend. We were like hospitalized in the hospital, and it was just really rough because it was like during Thanksgiving and all the holidays. Bentley has epilepsy, but it wasn't controlled, and then he had some med reactions and stuff like that. And so it was just a really hard time. So when we got the cards, it was like, I still remember like how special he felt and encouraged, and it encouraged us all and gave us hope. So it was super special for him. And we just want to thank you guys all so much for that. So thank you.
Thank you for taking the time and hopping on for this.
Yes.
Yeah, especially people that, we don't even know any of you guys, and it's just random acts of kindness. So it was pretty awesome. And sorry, Bentley's not, I don't know what he's doing, but he's not as talkative today. He has the speech delay. This is his baby sister, Oakley.
All right, thank you very much.
So much.
That was perfect. Okay. So, and did you guys want to kind of talk about like what it's been like for you guys making cards?
Hello, I'm Carla. This is my mom, Sue. We live in and outside of Dallas, Texas, and we both have been pretty active volunteers for the past few years, and we were really excited when we found Cards for Kids because it gave us something, an avenue to volunteer like at home on our own time. And so it really hit home with my mom. She's a retired school teacher, so she colors cards pretty much every day.
Carla taught me how to make them on the computer. She made me a template so that I could do it myself.
So
keep going.
She literally just, we go to Google and print off like black and white coloring pages and just color at our leisure. So yeah, I've
Carla also sent them out to all of her friends and put in envelopes that with the return address cards for kids and already the postage on it, where all they had to do was do the card she sent and there was something to mail it off in. So she did a lot more than just color.
I did that one year for my birthday. I just offered it up. Anyone that wants to, you know, do a birthday card for me, I'd rather you do some cards for my friends with Cards for Kids. So like I had so many people that wanted to do it that I've done it a handful of times since then, and people have a good time doing it, and it spreads the word about Cards for Kids. So which is great. And
you liked giving them out when you went to Rio.
Yeah, you can let me take some to the Ronald McDonald House in Rio when I went to go visit my friend there, and that was super special. So hopefully someday if I start traveling again, I can go deliver some more for you. But so yeah, that's why Cards for Kids is special to us, and we're so happy to be a part of it and get to contribute like that. So.
Yeah. And I think they were kind of downplaying it, making it seem like they sent a couple to friends. Like, you know, I don't have the Excel chart open. It's like over 2,000 or something that they've done. And I don't know if you can see Sherry and Lex nodding their heads, but they've counted, you know, this is the Carla Sue, you know, exactly, the Carla Sue travels. So they've seen the thousands of cards. Not
The Sue.
That's Sue. My name's Carla Sue, and Mom is Sue. So.
Yes, we like to count your cards.
No, that's so nice to hear.
All right, so I think from this, we can, they go ahead and break into some of our little bit of groups here, and we can start doing some of the making of the cards. And before that, I'll include a link here. One of the things, I'm not sure if everyone has had a chance to, but we will, before the end of this, be pulling into our raffle. So if people, I know a lot of people have already bought raffle tickets, but there is still an opportunity to buy raffle tickets, and that's something that we'll have. So a lot of what we say is we always like here at Cards for Kids doing more, making sure that we're not simply going bare minimum, but you know, a lot of raffles or nonprofits will have the 50-50 raffle where you'll get 50% of the total prize. So with us, we're getting, yes, we have one prize is 50%, but also is this, you know, HP printer that's sitting over here. We also have, you know, sheet set. We also have some vacation voucher, you know, so there's a lot more that's going into it rather than simply 50% of the total prize that's coming in. So, okay, so now we'll be, you know, logging into there to purchase some raffle tickets, and we will now get to what we originally started to, some of the cards, because all of these, what we always say is every card counts, but today it's to a whole new level, because with these cards that are coming in, they're actually making some money, because we have people who make pledges per card.
Yeah, and before we get started, just a couple of quick reminders that I'm going to share on the screen. And here are a few of the hashtags that you guys can use today as you guys are making your cards. So feel free to take pictures of your cards as you guys are making them, and post them online so that we can shout your praises and thank you guys for participating. But as EK said before, we want to make sure that we don't say anything like "get well soon" or "I hope you feel better," because we want to make sure that, you know, we're keeping their spirits uplifted and not, you know, helping them not to think about, you know, their current situation. And then also, EK mentioned this before as well, we are sending these cards all across the globe. So if you know any other languages outside of English, Spanish, French, Creole, Portuguese, Chinese, whatever language you can write and speak, please make those cards, because they are very appreciated and extremely needed. And then last but not least, please make sure that you guys sign your cards. So as we saw before, like, it gives it a personal touch. So, you know, just sign your name and what city you're from. You can put your last name if you want to, but first name is fine. And that really makes these cards go a long way, and the kids really appreciate them, and the seniors and whoever else we send the cards to. And if you need some ideas, these are some of the ones that we've received before. If you can't think of anything, feel free to Google, you have time. And that's pretty much it. I'm gonna turn it over to Carolina to break out the groups. So let me stop sharing, hold on 1 second.
Kind of started crafting.
Oh, okay. Can we get a quick introduction? Let's get a quick introduction. Catherine, you want to kick it off as the Braille master over there? The Braille card maker master?
Me?
May I take this off?
I am Catherine Kelly. I donate to Cards for Kids quarterly. I typically just ship quarterly. I film all of my crafting and put it up on a YouTube channel, and for that reason, I'm sponsored by some of the paper crafting companies, which just allows me to donate more. This is just a way of virtual volunteering that I had no idea was going to be so relevant to our times. I started doing this a couple of years ago, and now I'm looking at where I'm at and how we're all at home, and it's become really important and kind of changed focus a little bit. This year, there's been a lot of need for encouragement cards and stuff, not necessarily just for patients.
That's awesome. So you're an artist, Catherine?
I am not. I used to be a software developer. I've always enjoyed crafting, and at one point I owned an online retailer for craft supplies, and I'm semi-retired, sort of. I'm becoming an empty nester. And so this is just something that I do to keep my hands busy, but it's also, as Susan and Sue Carroll said earlier, it's a way to volunteer and put out something into the universe, but kind of have charge of your own schedule and do it on your own time. And it's just really evolved for me over the last couple of years into what it is now, where it's, for me, when I do this a lot. I spend hours on it probably every week. And it's become a big focus for me, and it's been great. So
very cool. Yeah,
really pleased to find organizations that help me get this stuff out. So
just kept talking and talking, and he said, well, where are you? And I said, I'm in Arizona. And he said, we've been trying to connect with a hospital in Arizona forever. And I was like, so okay, because I've been in the medical field for 15 years. Not a problem. I know people. And I had just gotten out of the burn center because I had a seizure and burned my right hand and had 2 surgeries and 2.5 years of therapy. And it was a mess, but it was also one of the best times in my life because I learned so much and it was amazing. And so he got to experience that journey with me too, and I got to share that. But in all of that, I got Cards for Kids connected with the burn center here in Arizona, which is the top burn center in the country. Amazing. And it was incredible. And they've been one of the best top supporters of, like, hospital-wise, of Cards for Kids. So it was like just a God connection all around.
That's awesome.
And it was amazing. And the fact that we both are epileptics trying to change the world, not trying to see our epilepsy as a bad thing, but a way that we can reach other people and help other people through love, and see, essentially what happened to us as, pretty much in our own arsenal, our kit to help others instead of, basically a want, oh, woe is me kind of thing. No, we're going to go out there and try to cover the world with love and share it with others and help others. So it was amazing to see somebody else who was trying to impact the world in the same way and do the same thing. So we resonated on that together. And then shortly after we met, I had a seizure, another one where I busted up my face pretty bad. And he said, we want to send you some cards. And I said, but no, those got to go to kids. And he said, no, we want to send you some love. And I got a big package with a ton of cards, and it made my day. It totally just warmed my heart and it just made all the bruises and blood go right away. And I couldn't help but cry and smile, and I felt like a kid. And I know what all those kids that are in the hospital receive those cards felt like instantly.
Yep.
And it was amazing.
That's awesome. Great story.
Yeah. Very good story.
Hey, real quick, everybody, would you guys mind if I took a screenshot for our YPS group to show the support and love for Cards for Kids?
No, go for
Absolutely.
it.
All right. If I'm going to just have everybody smile for a few seconds. If you want to put your card up, yeah, absolutely. So we're going to go.
Don't mind.
All right, are we ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, let me see if I got it.
Cheese.
A
All right, we're
virtual
good.
selfie.
We are good. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate it.
Yusuf, do you know if we have any other YPS people on the line?
So I know Crystal is probably still around. I'm not sure which room she's in right now.
Okay.
But I think that's good for us, the picture we just got. So we're good. Yeah, that should do. Thank you, everybody.
Yusuf, will you tell everyone about the Young Professionals Streeterville? I think it's such a great group.
Yeah,
they're doing a lot of good stuff.
So I'm actually a board member on the group. We're basically a young professionals group that does a little bit of service events, but we're also a social group. So we want to give back to the community, but we also want a social aspect to continue to let people meet each other in the neighborhood and get to know each other, and hopefully maybe make business connections and friendly connections, and then hopefully we can intertwine that with the community service-based events that we host as well from time to time. We try to do about 4 community service events every year, and this is one of ours for the 2nd year now. So this is 2nd year back with Cards for Kids, and I'm hoping that we can continue with you guys.
I agree. It's been a great partnership. I don't remember how we first connected with it, but when we had that partnership last year, it was like, oh, that was great how you guys turned out. And then definitely reached out to you guys again when I found out about this one, was planning on it, sent some messages. So
yeah, well, we'd be happy to join you every year, I think. I mean, I don't want to speak for our service chair, but I'm happy to say so that we would love to join you guys.
Yeah, and I was glad when you mentioned that you're also doing for cards for seniors. So at Christmas, we actually did a caroling event at an old folks home, the senior center, and Yusuf was in there and me, and we had people playing the piano and the violin and the flute. And then we were singing, you know, we wish you a Merry Christmas and Santa Claus is coming to town, all that. And I mean, the residents loved it so much, and seeing their joy on their faces was priceless.
Yeah.
So we could do cards for them. I'm sure they would love the cards too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They appreciate it so much. I think it's the seniors and the staff. They all love it.
Yeah.
Bye. We're gonna jump off. We're gonna get these kids fed. Bye. Come here. Come say bye. Bentley. Bye. Bentley wants to
kids.
Bye.
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 Bye, Bentley.
Bye. Yeah, thank you guys so much for everything you do. I really appreciate it. It was seriously one of the best days when we got those cards. So thank you so much.
You're real quick. You're an epilepsy mom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, you're gonna give him a kiss. This is Bentley.
This is back.
Kiss
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's really awesome.
Got cards
That's
last,
awesome.
we got cards last year in December. It was a really rough time. We were in and out of the hospital, you know, multiple times. And so when they saw the cards, it was just so special, and it just really like made him smile, and it was awesome. So
well, hang in there. Hang in there. You're an incredible mom.
Thank you. Yeah, good days and bad days, you know.
Yep.
You'll
have those.
Yes. All right. Well, it was nice meeting you all, and we're gonna get these kids fed. So I will talk to you guys later, and we're gonna finish up these cards later too.
All right, everyone, we are back. You're all on mute now, by the way. Did everyone have a good time?
Yeah.
Nice. And while you're doing that, and EK, if you want to, we can move on over to the raffle portion.
Okay. I'm muting it and let me.
Actually 49, actually 50 now. 50. 5-0.
That's a good number.
That's a great number.
We might have a couple more. My little ones upstairs are making cards as well. So I'll let you know how many they made.
Okay. Oh, all right. So tickets to be drawn.
Drum roll.
Let's do it.
So it's currently being pulled.
Hi, Val. Look at my card.
Okay, so we have the, wow, I did it all at once. Okay, but I'll do it step by step. The winner of the hotel voucher is Oju. And with, well, I guess I don't need to say the entry number. The winner of the high quality sheet set is Carla Neal. The winner of the printer is Joy Att. And the winner of the 50/50 raffle is Crystal Maneri. I don't know if I said that right.
Near us.
Okay, there we go. And that, excellent. So the total of the, of course, I think it's hilarious. We got 761. We'll give you that extra dollar since it wasn't a even split number there. So we will reach out and follow up with you afterwards to figure out how if you would like us to do like a quick pay or anything for that. But wanting to thank everyone for their contributions for this, because I'm going to do some little quick math here and figure out how much we raised overall for this. So overall, within just this couple hours, we were able to raise, forgot the person who didn't do it. We have some people who don't like to do stuff digitally. So overall, without this, we were able to raise $4,255. So thank you guys very much for this. So how, for me, putting everything, how I like to do is put everything in perspective is kind of what I was touching base on a little bit with my own surgery and my experience, everything in perspective for those, how I like to raise money and put everything, what we can do with the money more, not just trying to get money, but what we can do with it is those little entertainment systems that we like to do. And those are all $3,500. And so we were able to, on our own, raise enough funds to be able to purchase one of those for one of our partners. So that way, kids who are unable to leave their room, who are going through some kind of medical condition and won't be able to leave and play with the kids and the entertainment and anything like that, they'll be able to have just as much fun in their room, thanks to all of the work that you guys did today. Thank you very much.
So much.
Excellent work today, team. And so I know, I see some people are a little bit discouraged. Maybe next year you'll win the 50/50 raffle.
I'm done.
And then, okay, here, people who want the sheets, there won't be free, but we do have a partnership with them. So we'll be sending out some stuff tomorrow. If you do buy those sheets, they're not going to be free, but we'll have something where anyone who purchased those sheets and uses our Cards for Kids little code, they'll be donating $10 to Cards for Kids for every set of sheets that'll be put up there. So that'll be something that is great, helpful for us. Okay, so we want to do the unveiling, Dave. Do you have So this was the logo before the designed by my cousin, as we learned, and through some work, we set up a poll and everyone voted on their favorite. Then we did some additional work, met with the board, had some more discussions, and figuring out if it was what was right or wrong, and came up with a new logo that we'll start to roll out on all of our stuff.
All right, so you guys know the current logo here. And here is the new logo.
So cute.
So the little background is there's a story too about how we're dealing with kids with all kinds of special abilities. Don't say special needs, don't say disabilities, including kids with cancer. And so a lot of times people look at a child with no hair or someone with no hair and assume they have it's a boy. But we always say is like, we put up that poll before, a little girl could have cancer and not have, a little girl could have cancer and not have hair. And so when we were trying to originally figure out the name of our logo, we didn't want to say it or him or her or anything like that. So we came up with the name Taylor, and that was the name of our original logo. This new one right here, calling this new logo Alex. So it's a name that could be used for both males and females. So naming Alex after one of our key volunteers right here, Alexis, who's been doing a lot of work as well. First logo, Taylor, after her husband, who's been doing a lot of work as well. So thank you.
Right. And then actually to kind of wrap things up, I will share a couple of things. I was hopping in and out of groups and people were asking, okay, I made cards, now where do I send the cards? So let me share that information with you guys. So you can, there you go. So if you want to take a screenshot of that, 323 East Wacker Drive, number 11, Chicago, Illinois, 60601. And then the below bullet points are kind of just some tidbits, put them in Ziploc bags so that they stay safe during the transport. And then also include a note and let us know, who made the card, and so that we can keep track of it appropriately online and on our social media pages. And if you took any screenshots or you took pictures of your cards or anything like that, again, please use those hashtags that I showed before right here, so we can see them online. I'll take a screenshot of that real quick. And then also pin the pictures to makecardsforkids@gmail.com. Any questions on that? All right. And then last but not least, another thing that a lot of people always ask is, how can we get involved with Cards for Kids? And it's super simple. As you guys saw in the video, majority of cards that we get, that's the most or the best way, or how most people typically get involved with Cards for Kids, is just by making cards, as you all did today. But secondly is that prep for delivery phase, which is super, super, super important. And it's more behind the scenes, and Alexis and Sherry can attest to this. It's a lot of work, and the more hands that we can have helping to count the cards, sort the cards, review the content of the cards, making sure that people aren't saying things like, get well soon and things like that, because if the cards do say that, unfortunately, we won't be able to deliver those cards. So, the behind the scenes, packaging the cards, separating them by occasion, birthday cards versus holiday cards versus Valentine's Day and things like that. So that's super important. And then also, a lot of people like to see and make sure that they're getting credit for this online. So, we have to take the pictures of the cards so that you guys are able to see all the hard work that's going on behind the scenes. The third way a lot of you guys also participated in that as well, is donating. And as EK said, those donations go so far, because everyone who's volunteering with Cards for Kids, like, we're not getting paid. And, you know, those donations help to pay for the shipping costs. They help to pay for those portable gaming systems that we purchased. And EK just said, you know, it's $3,500 for one unit. So there are a lot of ways that you can donate. You can do a one-time donation through the website. There's also an option, because we have a partnership with PayPal, where you can make a recurring monthly donation on there. A lot of people, you may not know, you may or may not know, that you actually have the opportunity to get corporate matching for your monetary gifts that you make to a lot of companies. So make sure you reach out to wherever you work and ask and see if that's something that they do, because, you know, those companies can match those donations to Cards for Kids. Another fun way that some people have done is actually selected Facebook birthday fundraisers, which is a cool way to get your friends to donate for the cause. A lot of people here, I'm sure, are using Amazon, but just simply switching to Amazon Smile and then selecting Cards for Kids as the organization, 0.05% of your purchases will be donated to Cards for Kids, and it goes a long way. And then also, Giving Tuesday will be this December 1st. So it's another good day, or another good way to give back. And then the fourth and final way to stay and get involved is just to spread the word and just have other people to make cards or volunteer and do things like that for Cards for Kids, because again, it goes a long way. EK, is there anything that you want to add to that?
Nope, I think those are the main ways right there. I think just the main thing is being able to, well, I think the one thing touching on is what we're trying to do is getting more people, if we could do people making those reoccurring donations that we touched on, ideally trying to get some of those reoccurring monthly donations. Ideally, the cost that we have the most with those shipping is $8.40. And that's what we have for our flat rate packages. So as we get the more people to donate to cover the shipping, the more that we'll be able to use some of the corporate donations and other things to be able to do more for our partner locations. So if we were to get more people to do more of those flat rate monthly donations, we'd be able to do more with some of the other additional cost donations we get in.
And that is all we have. And we made it before the 8 o'clock time.
Okay, and if we could do we're gonna do a screenshot of everyone holding and posing with their cards. Wow. I think might have scared some people away. I know I got one. All right, we ready? Everyone's ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you. Good work, team.
Thanks, EK. Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you, guys.
Good
job, guys.
Everyone. Thanks for having.
Enjoy your night. Bye.
Bye.